Hello everyone, how's it going? Been a pretty horrible last few days here, weather-wise at least. It's not great at all. A lot of wind, a lot of rain because of Cyclone Fayanu, I believe that's what it's called, hitting the country. It hasn't really hit here in Auckland. That's been okay here. I know other parts of the country have been hit, so stay safe out there if you're watching from there. But today, it's a pretty relaxed day. I think it isn't raining right now, shouldn't be, so the plan is to go to one of Auckland's oldest shopping centres and see how it's doing, because from what I understand, it's not doing so hot. It's not doing great. And we're going to see what can be done to fix this. Maybe I'm going to end up revitalising it. It could happen. It could happen. Stay tuned. Oh gosh, it is a gross, rainy, grey day. But I'm heading to location now. But before I do that, if you want to subscribe and like, feel free to do so. I'd greatly appreciate it. Over 180 subscribers now. God, we are growing. All right, we've made it here. The Pakuranga Plaza, or the Pakuranga Town Centre. So, it was opened in 1965, one of Auckland and New Zealand's kind of first modern malls. And now it just seems a bit dead. Okay, so I'm gonna walk up the kind of main street now, I guess the high street as it was, and there isn't much happening. I'm not sure what that is. That looks like a classroom. Probably shouldn't have looked at that. There's some stuff going on around here. A nice ATM. A lot of cars going through, people waving at you. They're so nice here, so nice and polite. It's just nice and quiet, really. So what I've heard is that a lot of businesses have moved away since a lot of construction started here. I know I used to have a warehouse, and I think if I look up here, it's now a game over. That's where the warehouse used to be. And now it's kind of doesn't really have much. Right, so this is what I think is the pub or restaurant, local pub, the Porterhouse Grill. I don't know if it's a pub or a restaurant or both or whatever, because it kind of looks a bit pubby. We're showing the sports, but then it's kind of a big restaurant there. It's across from the library, so if you want to read up and then have a drink, I guess this is the place for you to come. Okay, inside the mall now. Mostly everything seems to be kind of closed down. There's not much happening. A lot of Christmas trees. You can start prepping early, I guess. It's kind of just seeing what's happening. You can go join the Pakuranga Roastery. That might be nice. Now, coming up on my right here, I think is what most people kind of come to the place for. The PD Mart, the Pod Mart, the Panda Mart. No one really seems to know. I don't know what it is, but it seems pretty popular. I've gone in there a couple times. It's pretty cheap stuff. I can see why it's popular. And now I've made it to the food court, which is just, I think you'd have to say, buzzing. Look at the foliage behind me, and then look around. I think there's only 2 places open in this food court. I think it's the Subway, and it's a place called Little Yum that does dumplings. Otherwise, it's just completely dead. Now, this isn't to say people aren't here. You've seen plenty of people around, but most of the shops just aren't here. I mean, look at that. You could definitely put a McDonald's in there, KFC, something like that. It's just completely dead here. There's not much happening, and it doesn't give you much confidence it's going to last much longer. Of course, there's the PD Mart, as you've seen, the Porterhouse Grill, which I still don't know if it's a pub or a restaurant or what. But overall, it's just really quiet. They also do have a table tennis area where you can play free table tennis. The other thing I've noticed is that for the amount of people that are actually here, there are loads of security guards. I think there's way too many security guards here. At least they're employing people, I think that's fine, but I don't know, for the amount of shops that are open, you can't really justify that, I don't think. Anyway, it's quite nice. It's quite small. I think if I compare it to other kind of shopping centres, Sylvia Park, first of all, don't like it. It's way too busy and a pain to come in and out of. Botany Town Centre, I do actually like that one. I'd much rather go to Botany than Sylvia Park. But those places are so much bigger than this. And are they easier to get to? I guess. I don't like going to Sylvia Park because it's so busy. I hate driving in and out of there. I know it has a train that goes through it, which is actually pretty good, and a few buses, but it's a bit gross in there. I don't like those huge expanse. You know when they're massive, but they don't feel massive because so many people are in there and it all feels really packed in. If you've been to the Westfield in Stratford in London or the Bullring in Birmingham, that's what Sylvia Park feels like. You're not going to know unless you know those places, but huge shopping centres and so many people, it feels disgustingly tight in there. I think inside the mall there's not much here, and I know people have said it's down to the construction of the new roads, which I'll go take a look at as well. But the roads are starting to open up now, and it just doesn't look like there's any sign these vacant shops are going to be filled. I think the ones here are the ones that are going to stay. That's what I think anyway. Hey, look, I've been wrong before, but not many times. Actually, what you can play are these claw machine games, which I don't know if anyone's played in a while. Super flashy though. What I don't want this video to end up being is something where I'm just going, oh, the Pakuranga Plaza is terrible. Because I actually don't think it is terrible. I actually think it's pretty good. There's a lot of shops in there that I think are decent. I mean, down there you have a bakery, a barber shop, a Chinese takeaway, a hot dog takeaway, a Vietnamese place that also never seems to be open. That's weird. My favourite one of all, OK Chicken. It's just OK Chicken. But a lot of the stuff on the outside of the plaza seems to be doing well. There's more restaurants up there, there's a post office there, a Chinese post office or Chinese post or something like that, and a Woolworths. So it is still serving a function. And then looking around the car park, there's still a decent amount of cars here. Over there you have a Chemist Warehouse. Chemist Warehouse are everywhere. I think the whole economy runs on Chemist Warehouse. But ultimately, what is causing the issues for it is, you know, all of that sort of stuff over there. It's construction. There's just been crazy construction around the entire place since I've been here, at least, and I know for much longer. So I don't really think that's the sort of thing that's going to help a place out, because so much traffic's being diverted, or there's a lot of traffic to even come into the place. It's difficult, and from what I understand, that is the sort of thing that's kind of caused a lot of businesses to leave, which is kind of sad, but that's the way it goes. And also, if you are building huge shopping centres like Sylvia Park and like Botany, places like this just aren't going to be able to compete. They aren't going to be able to keep the big brands here, which is the way it goes. Maybe it gives more of an opportunity for smaller businesses to take over, but it's kind of difficult to do. It's quite hard for a lot of these places to compete with stuff like that and then encourage people to shop with them. I think I'm going to have to put that thing on the microphone because it's getting windier. Alright, round the back now. Not much happening there. Not much happening at all. I mean, it is, you know, a Monday. Not much is going to be happening in the middle of the day on a Monday. But we'll keep going around. It just seems quiet overall. Quiet is how I'd describe it. But what I'm going to do is kind of take you up to the area where the main sort of construction was going on and show you what was happening, which I think overall it was a decent idea, but there's still so much happening with it, and it's like, is it ever going to end? When is it going to stop? But I could also say that about most of Auckland. It just seems that, or at least East Auckland, it just seems like there's construction absolutely everywhere. It never seems to end. Construction on the roads, that is. Not, you know, buildings. It mainly seems to be roads. But of course, the car is king in this country. You can't escape it. And also the trains are down for a while. I think it's a bit odd that it seems that the trains are down every few months for testing and repairs. I'm sure it's going to work out at some point with all the infrastructure, but I just don't know. I just don't know. If I could tell you, I would. But I can't. Sorry. So what I'm coming up to now is the flyover that was built to kind of decrease traffic. You can see there's still work going on here, but the main piece of work is up here, which I'm coming up to now. But if you look, there's still work going on. There's a truck crossing there. There's still work happening. So I don't know if you can hear that. That's a big digger doing its job over there. So what we have here is some work going on there. But I don't know if anyone actually knows what's happening. I'm guessing it's a busway, but why does it jut out like that? Don't know if they're going to change it. So the main thing is this flyover here that you can kind of see. I'll go have a look at it from a different angle for you, which I did actually think made sense because the traffic was being quite congested here. And it's open and it's good. Obviously at rush hour, there's still loads of traffic being funneled through that one intersection, and there's still a bunch of jams. But I think the intention was good with it. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like anything else is going to open. It just seems like everything is still kind of just permanently under construction. So it's hard to see how things are going to progress here. I think it'd be quite good if the Pakuranga Plaza survived. Just look at it. I mean, that PD Mart. Does someone know what PD Mart, Pod Mart, Panda Mart? I've heard it called a bit of everything. I think it's called PD Mart. That is basically the entire thing now. That's seems to be the only thing anyone comes here for. I know people kind of go for the coffee spots as well, but there aren't many of those. Does someone know if there are any other in the city? It's pretty impressive. It's just enormous in there, and it's kind of cheap. I'm guessing it kind of just ships everything in quite cheap from China. That's my impression from going in there and seeing what's available. It's like a budget IKEA in a way. I think that would kind of be the best way to describe it for me. But right, think about it. If this place doesn't survive, what is it going to become? Housing. I mean, that's probably what it's going to end up being, and I actually think that's the decision they're going to make with it in the future, because people need housing. People need houses, but you're going to rip all of this down, take businesses out, and kind of just put in the generic cheap housing that they'll sell for not cheap instead. I don't know. I feel like there can be a bit of a compromise. There's a way you can keep the businesses here and also have the housing. I think it'd be sad to see it go, but I know at the end of it, if it's not making money, then they're not going to keep it going. Okay, here's a better view of the flyover, the overpass, the whatever you want to call it. It's not bad. Alright, so if you look around a wider area, more construction, but let's have a little walk underneath here. It's pretty good. And so where it says parking there, it has the night market that is every Saturday. And it's quite good. I was a bit confused by it the first time because it was in the underground car park. I couldn't figure out where it was or what the deal was. Can you hear that? Gosh, some music. Very spooky. But we'll keep moving on with that music. What I feel like down here, it was originally branded in 1965, I believe, as the Pakuranga Town Centre, which you can tell that's what it is. That's what it kind of feels like. It's the town centre. It has the library there. It has that art centre there with the creepy music coming out of it, if you can hear it. It has a lot of things, a lot of community things to it. If I spin this around again, it has the Eastern Busway. I don't know. I guess that's where they're sorting everything out from. There's a vet. There is a lot of stuff here, but I kind of just feel like things are trying to move away from it, or the way everything's panning out. All this constant construction everywhere. It's not basically going, oh, come here, set up a business here, or visit whatever. I think the businesses here are doing okay. I mean, I don't know, but with all of this construction, yeah, I don't really see how it's going to try and attract people to come here. I quite like it down here. I visit, and I think it's pretty good overall, but I just don't really see it lasting because of everything I've somewhat mentioned. It could be a little bit sad if that's not the case, but that's kind of the way of the world. If everything we thought was nice was still around, I mean, I'm sure that would be nice, but it's just not the way the world works, because it will come down to money at the end of it. But you look around here, there's quite a few decent businesses around here. I think there's a masjid over there, a mosque. I don't know. I think there's something. So there is a real kind of community centre to everything that I think the plaza kind of sets up. Maybe it's also another thing where once you know it's from the 60s, it kind of feels like it's from the 60s. It hasn't been updated. But if it was working for so long, there was kind of no need to update it. It's just something like all the roadworks and whatever kind of throws everything out of whack and makes everyone go, oh no, maybe we do need to do something. So I would like it to survive. I would like to say when all the roadworks around here are done, that it might start up again, businesses might start coming back, but the roadworks are somewhat winding down, even though they're still in your face. And there isn't really a sign that things are coming back. There's certain things around it, like the medical centre, that's pretty decent, funerals. I guess everyone needs that. And there's some really nice playing pictures here. But I just don't know what it is. I'm going to try and be positive. I'm going to say, look, I really like the plaza. I think there is real potential there. I think people want to go and do stuff in their local area. No matter how much it seems like, especially here, that people don't want to do that. But I think people do want places to go and see people from their community and spend time with each other. And I think the plaza could be that sort of thing. However, it's all going to come down to money at the end of it now. Gosh, it's an awful day. So overcast. It's a bit rainy. You know what the issue is with it as well? Is that it's hot. It's also hot. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. Okay, I might take a little seat on this soggy bench to finish things off. It's not the nicest looking. I'm sure if it wasn't wet, it'd be quite nice. Oh, that's not too bad. Well, look, the rugby posts are coming back up. It's that time of the season. Ooh, I think I need to clean my lens quickly. There we go. Look, all I would say is I think check out a place like the Pakuranga Plaza. I think it's decent. They haven't paid me to say that. I feel like people should at least give it a go. You know, it's not the most inspiring place in the world right now, but I think if people go, it's nice, it's pleasant, just check it out. But I'll finish out here with the posts because next video I'm going to do is going to be much more sport related, rugby related. I'm going travelling. I'll let you in on a secret, I'm going to Hong Kong. You can probably figure out what I'm going to go see and do in Hong Kong over the next week. That's sports related. It's fairly easy to figure out if you look it up, but no spoilers from me yet. What I'm thinking is that I might try and make my channel a bit more sports related. I might still do things like this. Oh, there's a car coming right towards me. Scared it off. Don't worry, it's all off camera. Don't need to worry about me for that. But yeah, I think I might make everything a bit more sports related on here, mainly because that relates to my job and that's kind of what I'm more interested in overall. Let me know if that's something you guys might like. I think we're over 180 subscribers now, so I appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you would like to. But so I feel like that's the direction I could go in. I still might keep doing these ones around the place. I don't really know. We're just going to see what ends up happening. But if you like this video, and I know it hasn't been the most uplifting video, but I'm trying to see the positives in things. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. Feel free to subscribe. And I will see you in the next one with a much more exciting video.